Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Good Orderly Direction, Practical Tools of the Bible. Today we are going over Deuteronomy chapters 2 and 3 and the concept of prudence. Remember, prudence is the combination of knowledge, the wisdom of how to apply it, and the patience to apply it at the right time. So Moses in chapter 1 had started retelling the Israelites the history, reminding them of what they'd been through. In chapters 2 and 3, Moses continues to recount the people that they've defeated, as well as the ones they left alone. God gave Moses the knowledge and prudence to know which battles were winnable and which were worth fighting. He also gave Moses the prudence to know when the people were able to fight. And sometimes people are too exhausted from other battles or whatever else is going on in their life, or there's too much chaos in the community to be able to unite against a foe. And Moses would take that into consideration and say, all right, are we physically and mentally able to win this battle? Moses goes on, "At that time I commanded Joshua, you've seen with your own eyes all that the Lord your God has done to these two kings. The Lord will do the same to all the kingdoms over there where you are going. Do not be afraid of them. The Lord your God himself will fight for you." At that time I pleaded with the Lord, "Sovereign Lord, you have shown your servant your greatness and your strong hand. For what God is there in heaven or on earth who can do the deeds and mighty works you do? Let me go over and see the good land beyond the Jordan, that fine hill country and Lebanon." But because of you, the Lord was angry with me and would not listen to me. "That's enough," the Lord said. "Do not speak to me anymore about this matter. Go up to the top of Pisgah and look at the land with your own eyes, since you're not going to cross the Jordan." And Moses is repeating himself here. Remember in chapter 1, he said the same exact thing. It's your fault I'm not going across. And he's again blaming the people for his inability to cross the Jordan. And I really wonder if God would have changed his mind if Moses would have accepted responsibility for his actions. If you go back and read the account of what happened, Moses never apologizes. Moses is never contrite about what he's done. And so I wonder what would have happened, but that's not how the story went. Moses knew his time was coming to a close and he would not finish the journey. It was pointless to continue to plead for more days. Instead, he prudently used his energy to climb to where he could at least see the lands the people would be inheriting. Linehan, in dialectical behavior therapy, says we may not always cause our problems, but we're responsible for fixing them. And that's so true. Yeah, the people got on Moses's every last nerve, but it was his choice to act out of anger and pride. He acted out of anger when he struck the stone. He acted out of pride and he said, "Do you people expect us to do this for you? Why do we always have to do this for you?" Instead of saying, "Why does God always have to do this for you?" So his anger and pride both got the better of him. And again, Moses never apologized, which is, I found to be shocking in this interaction, but it is what it is. And he tried to play on God's ego, but it didn't work this time. So in this past chapter, he's talking about how wonderful and glorious God is and how amazing he is. And please, since you're so amazing, let me cross the Jordan. And God says, "Yeah, I'm not buying into your flattery. You acted out of pride and anger, and you're not crossing the Jordan." And parenthetically, especially since you haven't apologized. I guess that's the mother in me coming out that believes that if he would have apologized, things might have turned out differently. Because what happened for the Israelites throughout their journey? They would turn against God. They would grumble against God. God would get angry. God would punish them. They would straighten up. He would welcome them back with open arms. So we've seen this pattern in other instances, but for some reason we're not seeing it here.